Please rise. This July 17th, 2025 meeting of the Dublin City Council is hereby called to order. I would ask for Councilman Mascaro to provide the invocation. Please remain standing after the prayer for the pledge to the flag. Councilman Mascaro.
Just bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for all the gifts that you give us. Lord, you are the beginning and end of everything that we should say, think, and do. Lord, I ask that you lift this council up to do the work that you put before us, representing the people of our community. Please bless our peacekeepers and our staff as they endeavor on their jobs on a daily basis. Please bless this community and this county. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, good morning, everyone. Some of you have already participated in city events this morning. We had the grand opening, or the ribbon cutting, for the Northside Dublin Fire Station. It was a great turnout. A lot of folks were there. Our council members and staff were there. So it's already been a busy day. It's great to see that facility open. At this point, we're going to head into our agenda. We've got several items to tackle at this midday meeting, so we'll go ahead and get started with the approval of last week's meeting minutes. Now, I was not present last week. I appreciate our Mayor Pro Tem, Sarah Colby, for filling in for me while I was absent. But at this time, if you have had an opportunity to review the minutes, do we have a motion to approve them?
So moved.
We have a motion to approve from Councilman Mascaro, a second from Councilman Godfrey. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
If any are opposed, nay. There are no nays. The ayes have it. The minutes are approved. We'll now move to item number 2 on the agenda, which is approval of bills over $15,000. Mr. Powell.
Council has a copy of all the bills and those over $15,000 in your packets.
Any questions for staff related to the bills of the city? If not, do we have a motion?
Make a motion to pay the bills.
We have a motion from Councilman Colby.
Second.
A second from Councilman Godfrey. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. We'll now move to item number 3, which is approval of purchases over $15,000. Mr. Powell.
We have a few purchases for council's consideration. The first are 5 vehicles for the police department. This will be paid out of our 2024 SPLOST. It was budgeted, and this is for the purchase of 5 2025 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 four-wheel drive crew cab trucks for the police department. One of the goals that the police department has, the police chief, is to have a pickup truck for every patrol to help them with being able to carry equipment such as barricades and cones, as well as generators and those type of items and evidence to and from various locations in town. And so this will accomplish that. Staff is recommending the council approve the purchase under a statewide contract from Hardy Chevrolet Buick GMC out of Dallas under statewide contract for $48,575 each. And then also approve the purchase of the additional equipment for upfitting the trucks in the amount of $86,703.36 from Public Safety Products Incorporated out of Forsyth. Again, this is covered by the 2024 SPLOST, the 1 penny sales tax, and we appreciate the voters approving that for the city. The next item is weight equipment for the Oconee Gym. We were fortunate to be gifted some items by Middle Georgia State University and are very appreciative to them of that. That can be used at the Oconee Gym. There were about 6 pieces that we're going to be able to utilize. We're getting them a little bit refurbished because they were used, and we're going to use them at the gym. But there are several other pieces of equipment that we need to purchase to finalize the workout room of the gym. And staff is asking for council's permission to spend up to $150,000 with Life Fitness, which is also under a Sourcewell contract or statewide contract, so that we can make those purchases. And there are a number of items listed that we're going to need to get to complete the gym. This will be paid for out of the general fund. The last purchase for council's consideration is storm drain replacement. This is at 2300 Peacock Drive. If you've been keeping up with this project, we have already replaced one section of this pipe that runs from the right-of-way down through an easement to the creek that's there in the Linda Vista subdivision. And that project has been completed. The pipe turns in the right-of-way and goes directly in front of this home, and it also has deteriorated, and so it needs to be replaced. And L&L Utilities was the low bid at $92,600, and this will be paid for out of 18 SPLOST dollars. So we ask for council to make approval of those purchases.
Okay, we discussed these at pre-council meeting, but at this time, do any council members have additional questions for staff or any comments on this? If not, do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion to approve from Councilman Jones, a second from Councilman Mascara. Any discussion on the motion? With no discussion on the motion, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. All right, we'll now move to item number 4 on the agenda, which is a resolution to approve an intergovernmental agreement between the City of Dublin and the Lawrence County Board of Commissioners related to Pine Hill Spur roadway. Mr. Powell.
This is Resolution 2536. It's a resolution by the Mayor and Council of the City of Dublin, Georgia, to accept and approve the terms of an intergovernmental agreement with Lawrence County, Georgia, for ownership, control, care, and maintenance of the right-of-way on the Pine Hill Road Spur, Dublin, Georgia, to authorize the mayor to execute the same, to set an effective date, and for other lawful purposes. The next item on the agenda is an annexation. And if we did that without this agreement, it would create a prohibited unincorporated island in the city. And so this agreement, we've met with Brian Rogers and Billy Kite with Lawrence County, and they have agreed to maintain ownership and control of the right-of-way in front of the parcel that's being annexed so that an unincorporated island is not created. And I believe the Lawrence County Commissioners approved this at their meeting on Tuesday. So staff is asking that council also approve this agreement, and then we can consider item number 5.
All right. Yeah, this is kind of an interesting quirk of state law that a city cannot surround an area that is not part of the city. That would be an unincorporated island. And so to stop that, you basically have to allow the county to continue to maintain the right-of-way. And I know that we've got Commissioner Chain in the audience here tonight, and she's confirmed that the county did approve this at their last meeting. So at this time, it would be up for the city council to approve the agreement for the county to maintain that right-of-way so that this island of unincorporated, or there is not created an island of unincorporated territory within the city limits. So do we have a motion at this time?
So move.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilman Jones and a second from Councilman Colby. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, now we can move to item number 5, which is the actual annexation of the new parcel. And this is a parcel out at the I-16 exit where we have all our hotels. And Mr. Powell, you want to go through briefly the annexation request that's in front of council now?
Sure. This is ordinance number 2507, annexing and incorporating into the municipality of the City of Dublin, Georgia, 1.7426 acres, more or less, of land located at parcel 129-024, that's the tax parcel number, as B2 Highway-Oriented Business Zone. The proposed use is for a hotel. This is the second reading. This property is located out off of Pine Hill Road Spur. It's out there near all of our other hotels, and is the application included indication that it was going to be developed as a Marriott hotel under that brand, and they have indicated it will be a 89-room facility.
Can we show that on the map?
Yeah, while we're going to have to close the council meeting and open a public hearing, and while we do that, if you can, Mr. Jefferson, if you can help pull up that map for the public's view of the property that we're talking about annexing. All right, so we've now had the second reading of the annexation ordinance, and it's been properly advertised to the public, this proposed resolution to annex the property. So we're going to close the city council meeting and open a public hearing where anyone who would like to speak regarding this matter is welcome to come forward to speak in favor of or in opposition to this annexation. I know the applicant was Tammy Lord. I don't know if Ms. Lord or someone on her behalf is here. You're welcome to say something if you'd like. If you don't want to, that's also fine. It's up to you. If you'd like to, now will be your opportunity. Okay. And then after he speaks on behalf of the applicant, and then, of course, anybody else in the public is welcome to speak as well.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. My name is Elliot Wilson with MESAC Engineering. We're a civil engineering firm out of Richmond Hill, and we have an office also in Hinesville, Georgia. So I figured if I drove 2 hours to come here, I might as well stand in front of you guys and say something. So we've met with staff on this before. Mr. Powell did a great job explaining what it is. It's going to be a Marriott-hosted hotel, 89 rooms. It's right in line with all the current use in the adjacent area. We look forward to bringing this Marriott flag to the city of Dublin. And if you guys have any other questions, comments, or concerns, I'd be more than happy to address them at this time.
Okay, so we're looking at the map here. Can you identify for us the piece? It's not that entire triangle, is it?
No, sir, it's not. It would be, the way we're oriented right now, it's the west side where the existing structure used to be located. So it'll be neighboring the hotel to the west. There's a little triangle that would be left out. Our plan is we're working with the current owner right now to also bring that in as a B2 to the city of Dublin. It's just in a sake of time and the paperwork involved. Our focus right now is just on the western side of that property.
All right. I do have just a couple of questions. Access to the property, where is the access to the property going to be from?
Pine Hill Road Spur.
Any questions from council members?
Say the spur, you mean off of the little road?
That little road?
The cut through right here, that's identified. Yep. Where it
That'd
is.
be the only access?
Yes. Yeah, that's our only access point. We don't have access to any right of way. As you see to the north, it backs up to the adjacent properties that are all the hotels, and that's our only option for access at this time.
When would you potentially be breaking ground for this property if this is
So
approved?
our plan of attack was to get through the annexation and then get into full design. Per the client's request, we've already begun design. I would say we're somewhere between 35%. So we would like to submit for permits within the next 60 days.
Wonderful.
Any other questions? Okay, if there are no other questions, any other comments?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you for coming and presenting on this, and we'll now ask if anyone in the public would like to make a comment or provide a pro or con perspective. Yes, please come forward.
It's just, I'm just interested to know. Hello, Jacqueline Wright. So right here, if I'm looking at it right, it's a hotel
Right there.
right there, and then where the triangle is that where Jack's just built their restaurant in there?
Big triangle, yeah.
That little triangle right there, or there on the
That's Jack's
other?
right there.
That's Jack's right there. So when people come off the interstate, then you have the service station there, and then that's where the hotel is gonna be, behind the service station or something. So can they build an entrance, make an entrance right behind the service station? People can pull off from the hotel into the service station as an entrance too.
Miss
If
Wright,
I'm
you might
looking
should
at
you might should speak to Mr. Wilson. He's the one going to be designing the project, and he can.
Mr. Engineer.
Yeah.
Yes, no, that's fine. Not at this time. I think there's a plan for future development in that triangle piece behind the service station. What we would ask is the majority of the traffic's coming down to the traffic light, the signal, taking a right, and then almost the shared access point with the neighboring hotel. I'm not too sure of the, is that the Holiday Inn, I believe is being, yeah, so all from that same intersection between access points.
Okay, so, and again, anytime we do an annexation, it's normally just for a zoning, not for a particular building. So it doesn't mean that the Marriott will necessarily be built. That's what they're saying that they will build and what they will submit plans on possibly in the next 2 months. But when we do the annexation, it's for anything that would be allowed under that, what is it, B2, B2 classification. So I always want to say that because, you know, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. It's possible that it does not end up being a hotel, even though that is the current development plan is for a hotel. Any other questions? Or, I'm sorry, we're still in public hearing. Is there anyone else in the public who would like to make a comment regarding this annexation proposal? All right, if not, we'll now close the public hearing, having provided everyone an opportunity to speak on this matter. And now we'll turn it over to council for action. We'll start to see if we have a motion and a second. If we do, we'll then have discussion and then a vote.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve from Councilman Jones.
Second.
We have a second from Councilman Godfrey. Now that we have a motion and a second, is there any discussion by council regarding this matter? All right, if there is no discussion, I believe this requires a roll call vote because this is an ordinance. So if our clerk, Ms. Heather Browning, will please call the roll.
Councilman Jones.
Yes.
Councilwoman Godfrey.
Yes.
Councilwoman Colby. Yes. Councilman Mascara.
Yes.
Ordinance passes.
All right, thank you again for coming today. The ordinance has passed, and I'm sure that you'll be working with our city planner to go forward with the next stages of development. All right, at this time, we'll now move to our item number 6 on the agenda, which is a second reading and public hearing of a rezoning application. This is from the Dublin Lawrence Development Authority related to a tract at the corner of Industrial and Marion. Mr. Powell, will you please do the second reading of the ordinance, and then we'll have a public hearing.
This is ordinance zoning map amendment number 2508, an amendment to the official zoning map of the city of Dublin, Georgia, as previously amended for the purpose of rezoning 11.80 acres, more or less, of property located at parcel D05B001, Dublin, Georgia, from M2, which is general industrial use zone, to B2, highway-oriented business zone. The proposed use is a professional and medical office and surgical building. This is a property that is currently owned by the Development Authority, the City of Dublin and Lawrence County Development Authority, and they have submitted this request. They have a part of this parcel, about 8 acres, under contract for purchase by a medical provider that intends to construct a medical office facility on this property. There she is, and the 8 acres is everything except for the immediate corner right there at 257 and Industrial. So this is mostly the property that's fronting Industrial Boulevard away from the corner. And staff has done an analysis of this and finds that the use that they are proposing, which is highway-oriented business, is consistent with all the surrounding uses. It is consistent with our comprehensive plan, and the council amended the future land use map at our last meeting to reflect a commercial use at this location as well. So staff recommends that you approve this rezoning request.
All right, so that is the second reading. I do have a quick question. I just want to clarify this. The parcel itself is 11.8 acres, and this rezoning request is for the entirety of the parcel.
It is, and that's correct. And the the idea, I think, probably in the Development Authority's mind is that the corner piece might be ideal for some type of convenience store or something, and B2 would allow for that as well, without having to come back for a future rezoning. But yes, they've not, I guess right now they've not subdivided the parcel yet, but they will with the
Okay.
Yep. What do you want to say? I'm sorry.
We got the boundary survey. I received it this morning to subdivide that parcel.
All right, so and this is just to clarify in case you couldn't hear what our city planner, Ms. Evelyn, said, is that this parcel is currently an 11.8 acre parcel. The rezoning request is for the entirety of that parcel. After it's rezoned, the intention is to split it into 2 parcels, a roughly 8 acre parcel and a roughly 3 acre parcel. The 8 acres would be used for a medical complex, and the 3 acres would be currently any type of use that might be allowed under B2.
Yep.
Is that a correct summary? Okay. All right, so now that we have had the second reading of the ordinance, we're going to close our city council meeting and open this matter up for a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this matter, now is your opportunity. I see Mr. Griggs from the Development Authority is here. Thank you for coming today. I don't know if you have any comments that you'd like to make. If not, you obviously don't have to, but yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate the city's help in this matter. We were approached by a local company, medical services provider, about the 8.5 acres on which they'd expand their business, and which would be a good thing for the community at large. And so the Development Authority has entered into an agreement to do that. Given the location, we looked at the other adjoining acreage there on the corner as likely commercial development versus industrial development. And so thus we've included the whole 11.8 acres as you described. We don't have predetermined use for the 3.3 remaining acres, but we see that inevitably in highest and best use as being commercial. Otherwise, I think you guys have explained it extremely well. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for coming today. Is there anyone else who would like to make comments regarding this matter? This is your opportunity. It's a public hearing. Any comments? All right. Having no further comments from the public, we'll now close the public hearing, turn this matter over to council for action. Again, we'll need a motion with a second, then we can have discussion and a roll call vote. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
We have a motion from Councilman Mascara, a second from Councilman Godfrey. Any discussion among council members?
Will this have to come, when they split the parcel, we won't have to do anything else?
That, I believe that type of parcel split does not require any council action. Some types of subdivisions do, but that one would not.
Do we know what the specialty is of the type of physicians that are coming there? Do you know the specialty?
Of the medical facility?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. It's an eye clinic.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments or discussion? All right, if not, we have a motion and a second. I'll now ask our city clerk, Heather Browning, to call the roll.
Councilman Jones.
Yes.
Councilwoman Godfrey.
Yes.
Councilwoman Colby.
Yes.
Councilman Mascara.
Yes.
Ordinance passes.
All right, thank you again for coming today. The ordinance has passed. That property has been rezoned B2, and I'll sign the ordinance directly after the meeting today. It's good news for our community. Both of those projects are really great news for our community. Increasing our hospitality sector at the interstate is a tremendous source of sales tax revenue for us. You may have heard that, we had this infrastructure improvements funded by SPLOST money. We had the fire station this morning partially funded by the SPLOST money. So the more activity we have at the interstate, the more dollars we're pulling in from people who don't even live in this community, people who are just traveling through, and we're able to use that penny sales tax to fund improvements to our own town. So having this hotel out there is fantastic. Likewise, increasing our medical sector is hugely important for our community because those are high-paying, good jobs for people who live here, and so that's from an economic viewpoint tremendous for Dublin, but also to be able to provide those services so you don't have to go out of town to get medical care. So I'm very proud that our community continues to thrive and prosper, and appreciate you guys for working on that. So now we will move to item number 7 on the agenda, which is a civility pledge. Mr. Powell, if you'll explain what the Georgia Municipal Association does and the civility pledge for us, please.
Sure. This is Resolution 2533, a resolution pledging to practice and promote civility in the city of Dublin. We are very fortunate in our community, both with the city and with our Lawrence County Commissioners, really all our boards, that everyone comes and conducts business in an upright and professional manner. Even when members of council have disagreements, they always act respectfully towards each other. And I think that's really important in local governments. If you just do a little quick YouTube search, you can find yourself in a myriad of other councils that do not get along so well in their meetings. And so I think this is really important. And GMA, the Georgia Municipal Association, has recognized the importance of promoting civility in local government, particularly in local government. I say this all the time, that the public has the greatest access to their locally elected officials. And so this is, they're setting the tone for how things go here in the city of Dublin. And so I'm appreciative of the way that our mayor and council conduct themselves. But GMA has started this civility certification that they do, and they recognize cities that have adopted and pledged to practice and promote civility within their communities. And so this resolution has several different sections, such things as striving to have all communications be open, honest, and transparent, that they show courtesy by treating colleagues and staff members and the public in a professional and respectful manner, whether that's in person, online, or in written communications, especially when there's disagreements. And then that we pledge to ensure mutual respect to achieve municipal goals. And I think that this mayor and council really do an excellent job of looking to the greater good of our community. And so we're very appreciative of that. And I will say that how you all conduct yourself very quickly filters through the rest of city staff, and I would dare say the public in general. So I appreciate your professionalism. It's something that's very important to me. And I'm to keep this certification, we have to adopt this resolution. I think it's important to bring this up every so often. So every 2 years, we'll adopt this resolution to continue our pledge to be civil to one another.
All right. I'm going to remind my 3 boys of this civility pledge.
Yeah, that's right.
We have to model it as adults for the next generation too. So, you know, you can have disagreements, but there's a way to handle those disagreements. And sometimes you have to bite your tongue and take a deep breath, but that's what we need to do as elected officials so that we can, you know, our work here is for the public. And so we got to kind of make sure that we stay focused on the public good, transparency, free, open debate that's handled in a professional manner. So at this time, do we have a motion to adopt the civility pledge?
So move.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilman Godfrey and a second from Councilman Jones. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. All right, well, let's move now to item number 8 on the agenda, which is a resolution approving terms and conditions for a grant. Mr. Powell.
This is Resolution 2534, resolution by the Mayor and Council of the City of Dublin to approve and accept the terms and conditions for the U.S. Department of Transportation's Federal Highway Administration 2024 Safe Streets and Roads for All Grant Award for Dublin Vision Zero Safety Action Plan, to authorize the execution of documents for the acceptance and administration of the grant, to set an effective date, and for other lawful purposes. This item and the next item kind of go hand in hand. We were fortunate to have applied for this planning grant, which funds the planning of a safety action plan, which for us is intended to look at the roads that are involved, particularly the intersections that are involved in our Connect Dublin plan, which, if you haven't seen it, is on the big board outside of the council chambers right there beside the elevator. But this is to look at those intersections and look at our roadways and come up with a safety plan to make them safer. We've had a number of accidents through the years. Unfortunately, some involved fatalities. Some involve people being seriously injured. And so this planning grant will help us with developing a safety action plan to get us to a point where our goal is to have 0 fatalities and 0 injuries. So again, once this is approved, we will engage a firm to help us develop this plan. There's $130,000 is the total amount of the grant. There's a federal share of $104,000 and a local share of $26,000.
All right, and this will pair with our next item on the agenda, which is acceptance of the terms and conditions of a $1.5 million grant from the federal government that goes along with this one. So at this time, do we have a motion related to the, I think it's called the Safe Streets and Roads for All grant?
So move.
We have a motion from Councilman Jones. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second from Councilman Mascara. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Now let's move to the companion grant that goes along with it, which is the $1.5 million RAISE grant. Mr. Powell. Yes, Mr. Powell.
This is Resolution 2535, a resolution by the Mayor and Council of the City of Dublin to approve and accept the terms and conditions for the U.S. Department of Transportation's 2024 RAISE Grant Award for Connect Dublin Multimodal and Streetscape Plan, to authorize the execution of documents for the acceptance and administration of the grant, to set an effective date, and for other lawful purposes. This is a $1.5 million grant. There is no local match. It is a planning grant, and as I indicated before, there's a map out there indicating all the streets and thoroughfares that would be included in this grant award. But it primarily focuses on roadways in the Scottsville and the south side area of town. The goal is to make them connect easier to our downtown area and a lot of our amenities. It's also to make them safer. It's to make them multimodal. And it will also hopefully address a lot of drainage issues. I know through the years, one of the things I get asked a lot is to deal with storm drain issues that we have in a lot of our older streets that didn't have that infrastructure installed when those streets were initially done. So this is a planning grant. It's $1.5 million. So hopefully we'll get a very good plan in place. And you know, the purpose of this money, the use of this money is to have that plan on the shelf so that we can pull it off whenever we see future funding opportunities. And the RAISE grant program will most likely be that future funding opportunity. They do fund larger grants to actually do the construction work that's required. This is a several year process, so it's going to take us some time. If you've been keeping up, we were initially notified we were awarded this grant back in June. I think it was late May or early June of 2024, and it's taken a year just to get the contract done. So the federal government works at a different speed than I do, but we've gotten there finally, have this agreement in place, and so we can look forward to getting a provider on board to help us with developing this plan.
Okay. And I'll just make a brief comment that I get asked a good bit how the city is funding all the projects that we're doing, because as anybody who looks around town sees, we've just got so many different projects going on, building projects and streetscape projects. And really the answer to that is it starts with good planning. If you have, the government's, I think, pretty simple. You identify problems that the public has, you come up with potential solutions to those problems or ways to reduce the impact, the negative impact of those problems, or you have an idea of how you can help make people's lives better. Well, then you've got to have a plan for putting those into action. Once you have that plan, then you can start looking for the money to fund that plan through grants. And I think one of the things that we've been very successful at over the last few years has been putting those plans together and then aggressively seeking grants that can fund those plans. And without the planning stage, you're not as successful at the actual grant phase for getting the construction done. So, you know, from I think our viewpoint here is the goal is to do $20+ million of work in the South Side and Scottsville communities, working on that infrastructure like our city manager just indicated. To get to that point, we've got to spend $1.5 million plus in getting the plans together. But once we get those plans together, it's going to get us very competitive for these very large grants that will help fund this construction. So, you know, like you said, this is going to be a long process, but this is yet another important milestone that we're reaching today. And I know that the planning process involving the engineering firms will probably take a couple of years, but when that's done, we'll be able to apply for that $20 million plus grant. So, yes, any other comments from council members?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Can you please explain about, number one, where this money is coming from and what our local share is of this
Yeah.
planning grant?
So, you know, this is $1.63 million, $1,630,000 total with the Safe Streets grant plus this grant, and the local share is $26,000. So spending $26,000 of local money leverages over $1.6 million of federal money. Any other comments from council? Any questions for staff regarding this? All right, do we have a motion to approve the terms and conditions? All right, we have a motion to approve from Councilman Jones, a second from Councilman Godfrey. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. All right, next is item number 10 on the agenda. We're almost at the end here, just 2 items left. Item number 10 is authorization to participate in some litigation regarding cities. Mr. Powell.
This is Resolution 2537, a resolution by the Mayor and Council of the City of Dublin, Georgia, authorizing participation in an amicus brief in the Chang versus City of Milton appeal, which is currently before the Georgia Supreme Court. We were requested by the mayor and also the city attorney for the City of Milton to consider joining in an amicus brief to join in with other cities and the City of Milton in the legal arguments behind this case. It involves the city being held liable for a cement planter that was within the right-of-way but outside of the lane of travel for vehicles along a roadway within their town. And unfortunately, someone ran off the roadway, struck the planter, and was perished as a result of that accident. The family of the deceased sued the city and got a $35 million judgment. And so normally the city would have immunity from that type of action, but the attorneys made an argument that there was an exception to that in this particular case. And so if this was also upheld at the Court of Appeals, the city of Milton has requested that the Georgia Supreme Court consider the case, and they have granted that request. And so they are now preparing their briefs and getting those filed for the legal arguments in the case. I will say that if it's important for the city to consider and the council to consider joining in this for the legal arguments, if this $35 million verdict is upheld, then that will have major impact on our community as well as many other communities as far as the liability of the city, because ultimately the burden of this falls on the taxpayers. And so our mayor and council have been very good about keeping our taxes low, and like as the mayor indicated earlier, we utilize grants as much as we possibly can, but a grant can't fund a lawsuit. So we are asking the council to consider joining in this brief by approving this resolution.
All right, yeah, please.
So how many other cities are joining in on this, and why did they choose pick Dublin?
It wasn't just Dublin. They sent it, I think, to every city.
City?
Probably, I would think so. I have a list of cities that they did send. I don't know if that was in your materials or not, but I can get you that list. There were several other cities that are joining in already, but I can provide you that.
Small cities or large?
It varied. There were some our size, some smaller, and some larger.
Thank you.
A lot of larger cities were on there too.
Any other questions? All right, if there are no other questions for staff, do we have a motion?
So moved.
We have a motion from Councilman Mascara, a second from Councilman Jones. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. All right, our next item and final item on the agenda is item number 11, discussion and action on surplus. This is a declaration of surplus of 3 units that are no longer used by the city of Dublin. So, Mr. Powell, if you'll go through those real quickly, and then we'll have a vote on this.
We have 3 units that are up here. The first is a 1999 Ford F-350 that was used by the cemetery for a number of years in our street department. The next is a 1993 Case backhoe, and the final one is a 1992 Ford F-800 Jetter. All of these are slightly used. They will be on Gov Deals soon. And get out there and get your bids in, folks. This is your big chance.
All right. Need a 30-year-old.
Sold as is. Sold as is.
30-year-old Jetter system.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion from Councilman Mascaro, a second from Councilman Godfrey. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. And that concludes our regular agenda items for today. It is time for citizens' comments. Are there any citizens who would like to make a comment this afternoon? Anybody? This is your opportunity. You have 3 minutes. If there's any citizen who would like to address concerns of the city of Dublin, now is your time. I think we've got one lady coming forward. Yes, please come forward.
Good afternoon, Councilman.
Good afternoon.
I'm Janet Sands, a semi-resident at 212 Cascade Circle. And my concern is, when I was here, January 25, right before the snowstorm, I went back to Miami. And I came back, and I saw on Cascade Circle, the 100 block, speed bumps. My concern is, was there impact study on the complete Cascade Circle? Because I live at 212 Cascade Circle, and the speed bumps are located on the 100 side, the next street over. And I don't know how that works because, all the states, impact studies are done, and, everybody have their own protocol. So that's my question, because my neighbor, she mentioned it to me, and I remember I was looking in my files, but I couldn't find it. 2018 or 19, my mailbox was ran down, and we're like on the cul-de-sac coming around the curve. So now, since I've been here the month of June and this month, I've noticed a lot of the vehicles to travel, they're not going the opposite way where the speed bumps are now. They're coming our way. And we do have kids also. And I just couldn't imagine if somebody requested a study for Cascade Circle, the entire community, why didn't they include our side? Because when you come from 200 Cascade Circle, and my house is 214, you come around a bend. And if somebody loses control of their vehicle, it puts my home in jeopardy, because I'm right around the bend, 212, and then you have the next house, 214, Miss McCray home. And my mailbox was ran down, but we didn't know who did it. And I was up here when it happened, and I reported it to Dublin. So I said that could have been one incident, but you had no proof of who did it. So I have, before my mom passed, she had shrubbery like put on the border light to break it, because everybody say someone's coming around the curve, say they can easily lose control. They could become sick, high, or whatever, And I was just wondering, could someone come out on our side and do an impact study and put speed bumps? That's my only concern, and this is my first time. I've had this property since 1991, and this is my first time coming to a hearing. So, not trying to be a problem, but just, out of concern for our kids and our properties, because I know in Florida, if someone, I'm sorry.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you for coming and giving your comments today. Our city planner is Sharon Evelyn. If you'll look right there, she's the lady in the red and white dress. Anytime a citizen would like to have a speed cushion placed on their street, then she's a contact person for that. So if you'd like to speak with her after this meeting's over, she'll take down your concerns and see how we can potentially help.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Any other citizens' comments?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon.
Jacqueline Jadon White, 501 South Church Street. To the city of Dublin, I applaud you all for a job well done.
Thank you.
I learn a lot when I come to these city council meetings. People may not understand why I brave myself and I, to come, but it's a learning experience. And I live in a section of town considered South Side. I started off on Hudson Drive, and now I am on South Church Street, 501 South Church Street. I have learned that the speed cushions that have been placed around the city, first of all, have to be planned for. I learned that today from my mayor, that years and years go by and things are planned. So that resolution 2535, where there's a grant so that Southside and Scottsville can have new infrastructure as it pertains to the roads and everything. I do travel on Mary Street quite a bit, and I have been at a city council meeting where it was said it was to be paved. But if I'm understanding correctly, it has to be paid for, it has to be planned for, and then contracted out with funds, whether they are SPLOST funds or whether they are city funds. I don't quite understand that too well. As far as commercialism, well, I might have said that word wrong, but I applaud the city for all the resolutions where we can have new hotels. I applaud the gentleman who came from, who's the engineer, because my son was an engineer also. And so now that we have Jack's and we have all these different restaurants that are popping up all during 441, that is excellent. And as far as industrial park, over there having a new resolution for Act 11.3 to the development, sir, I didn't catch your name. But anyway, I think that's a great idea because Industrial Boulevard, before you got to Fairview Park, used to be booming with a lot of different industries, and now it's like a ghost town. So I look forward to seeing that side of town perk up again. And with that, I'll sit down, and you all have a great day.
Thank you for those positive comments. Appreciate that. And I think maybe the Mary Street, that actually is going to be under a
Grant.
different. So we actually do have a grant that's already been approved for the Mary Street construction. That's through a different program called CDBG. And can you give us a timeline on that, please?
We're going through right-of-way right now. They've got the plats they're finalizing, and we're going through getting the additional right-of-way we need to do the project. And then we'll be able to bid it out once that's done to a contractor to actually start the work.
I believe that, I know Councilman Jones worked for a long time on that project. Is that, what was the amount of that grant, the CDBG? It was
$1 million.
$1 million? Yeah. So, Ms. Wright, it does look like we've already received the $1 million to implement the Mary Street improvements. So thank you for your comments. Any other citizens' comments this afternoon? All right, if we have no further comments, now I ask if our city attorney, Mr. Groover, has any comments. Our city clerk, Ms. Browning. All right, thank you for that. Councilman Jones.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank everyone for coming out. Thank you for your your citizen comments and for being here. I also like to give thanks to Senator Warnock's office and Senator Ossoff's office, Reginald Chrome from Crosley from Senator Ossoff's office, and Marie Cook from Warnock's office. A lot of this stuff you see, the fire station was Reginald came down and talked with the city manager and laid out what we needed, and he went back and fought. And Mr. Councilman Smith and I went to D.C., sat down and talked with them and got this pushed through. And Marie Cook has been a very, very good job of coming down, explaining, trying to help us get other things secured and grant secured. She helped us with that raise grant to get it done. So a lot of this is our senators that we may see, like they say, we talk, we do. Don't agree on everything, no matter what political side you're on. They're doing their job to make sure that the city is taken care of. The city of Dublin, we was in there, we're there. They sit down and talk with our people and try to go. They go to D.C. and they do fight and try to get us that money, that grant money, so we can do these projects. So we thank them, like to thank them and continually work with them, that relationship that we have with them. And like I said, our employees done a wonderful job. We'd like to thank y'all for what y'all continue to do. Our engineers, our sanitation workers, our public works, everyone that's worked for the city. Y'all do a wonderful job of keeping us busy and keeping us going. Matter of fact, I was in Baton Rouge last weekend and had kind of a good discussion with a fellow friend of mine from making beer about our water. And I told them, our water tastes better than y'all. They're like, nah, our water tastes better. And they pulled out their little thing. They got these little awards they got. So I had to call Mr. Brazil. I said, hey, man, they got these awards. He said, well, we don't really, when you got good tasting water, you ain't got to prove it by applying for all the awards. So, but, things like that, just friendly little conversation. But I love the city of Dublin, and our workers who keep us going. I say once again, I brag all the time. We have never been on a board water advisory. That's due to our city workers and what all they continue to do. I listen to what, after Hurricane Helene, you got a lot of cities that I still pray for them and hope they get help, but they are still cleaning up, and their cities look like a war zone still. I've heard the mayors and council members talk about how they look, and we was able to pretty much quickly, our employees got out there and went to cutting, and sanitation was cutting, doing people that wasn't doing out their position. They was doing stuff that helped the city to get it going, to get traffic flowing. So this is what we come together and we talk about what we're doing. So I'd like to thank that and remind everyone that our summer reading program does wrap up on the next week and next Sunday for the ones that have met the qualifications. On the 27th, they will be doing it on Water Park that Sunday at the Water Park Day at the Literacy Water Park. If you read those books that you're supposed to read and meet that criteria from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., There will be a private for you and your family to come out there. The ones that are ready, the parents come out there too to get in free, get a free meal, and get to enjoy the water park for free privately. So that's a great thing. That's a partnership that was developed between the library, the Dublin Recreation Park, Dublin Recreation Authority, and then we wrap up our mobile reading program with our partnership with the school system. Next week we'll be going around just picking up books that they're checking out, and I'm proud to say that we've done about 135 kids a day that's checking out books. That was checking out books off that library, off that bookmobile. So it works good. So we thank everyone for these partnerships. When they want to get together, we can get this literacy thing going and just get going. So we thank God and thank all our partners and sponsors that's helping us out do this. So, hey, we continue to do it, and we have more of this stuff coming for the school year. We're gonna continue doing some more stuff that we're gonna talk about through the school year. Sit down and talk with our partners about that. But everybody continue to have a good summer. Stay cool. It's very hot out there. Stay cool and stay blessed.
All right, thank you, Councilman Jones, for those comments. Councilman Godfrey?
Thank you, Mayor. Just would like to thank everybody for coming out today. Thank you for your comments. Also, I would like to thank our fire department for all their hard work, and all of our employees for their hard work. But I wanted to also send a really heartfelt condolence out to our council member, Mr. Paul Griggs. His wife Miss Bonnie lost her mother this week, and so we're sending prayers to them, and we miss them. And Benny said a lot, so I'm just going to be quiet, and thank y'all.
All right, thank you, Councilman Godfrey. Councilman Colby?
Just want to thank you for coming out in the summertime, and we were excited to celebrate the ribbon cutting at Northside Fire Station. Drive by and see it, especially at night. It's beautiful, all lit up, and I'm excited to have that additional coverage on the north side of town. Also come out to Theater Dublin and support our local community theater. Peyton Towns, who's usually here with us, is going to be starring in that, and it opens tonight. So, okay, Peyton, see, he's wearing his shirt. So come out tonight, 7 o'clock, and support the theater and our local actors.
All right, thank you, Councilman Colby. Councilman Mascaro?
Just to echo what everyone else has said, that fire station this morning was special, and to watch all the hard work that went into it and meet such a need. It's good that we were able to get that done. I just hope that everybody here keeps coming to these meetings. It's important that we hear your voices. Don't forget we work for you, and we don't know what you want unless you tell us. So thank y'all. Enjoy your summer, and see y'all next time.
All right, thank you, Councilman Mascaro. City Manager, Mr. Powell.
I echo what everybody said. The ribbon cutting for the fire station was a great accomplishment. Everybody should be very proud. It turned out very nice. I think that's, 1, 2, 3, the fourth facility we've put our stamp on, and we still have more to do here at City Hall, and we have more facilities coming. So we are planning can I say this? A water day?
Yes.
Next Friday for the public, for the youth from, say it again? 12 to 3 in Stubbs Park. We're going to have the fire truck out there spraying the fire hose on a tarp for everybody to slip and slide. We're going to have ice cream from the police department. They wanted to bring donuts, but we wouldn't let them. We said they had ice cream. And we're going to have hot dogs. We're going to have music. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think we're going to have some face painting too. Yeah. So children in the community, please come and enjoy that and cool off on this hot days we're having. A little bit of a kickoff right before school gets kicked back into gear. So Madison Street is well on its way. We are coming along. If you've been over there recently, you can see. And so I think the final pavers for the sidewalks have arrived, and they're going to be installed very soon. And then they're going to be transitioning into the road pavers themselves. So that'll really kind of finish out the project. So it's moving along nicely. And the Oconee Gym project is another one of those facility projects. It is on its way. As you heard today, the council approved for some wet equipment. And that project is slated to be completed by the end of August. And so we're looking to early September for a ribbon cutting there. So thank you, Mayor and Council, for your support of these projects and the strategic use of all the funding that we have available to us. So thank you.
Absolutely.
And the county.
in Lawrence County, yes, and
do you
for
have-
participation in this.
Yeah, do you have additional comment,
Yeah,
Mr.
on
Jones?
July the 26th, I forgot this is our last council meeting in July, but July 26th, there will be a back to school giveaway at the Resource Center, Catherine W. Gray Resource Center from 10 to 2, book bags, uniform, clothes, hot dogs, hamburgers, so come out and get that. I think they're doing free haircuts too, but I know they're doing a back to school giveaway at the Captain Gray W Resource Center on the 26th. School starts on August the 1st for Dublin City Schools, so let's pray for the kids as they go back to school.
You know, that reminds me, if y'all just give me 1 second, I think these are the facilities that we have worked on in the last 3 years. One is the Catherine Gray Resource Center, the moving of the gas department to its new facility. We have the Shamrock Fire Station, full renovation, the Emory Thomas Auditorium renovation, along with the Golf Pro Shop renovation, the City Hall changes. Phase 1 of City Hall, which you all see now, the sanitation and water construction facility. Now the Northside Fire Station is complete. We, of course, worked on Gary Johnson Park, Phase 1 of Hilburn, Phase 1 of Pritchett Street Parks. And then we've got, hopefully by the 1st of September, the Oconee Gym project will be finished. And then we'll move to our major parks projects that are still left. So that's a lot that's going on. And that doesn't even count, you know, the Madison Street project and some of the road and infrastructure improvements. Did I miss any facilities? Is that covered?
We're going to be bringing to you at the next meeting planning for an architect for the Roach building that we acquired for the street department.
That's
And
right.
they'll move out of down there by Riverview.
Yes,
So that's in the works. We're moving towards that. And we're also going to be looking at starting planning for second phase of City Hall, which would include this room and a lot of the upstairs spaces that got left out the first time.
Yep. All right, so good things are happening in the city. Thank you for being here. This meeting is now adjourned.
My foot.